Okay, lay down. Go ahead and lay down in corpse pose. Use the whole mat. So your feet are about 6 inches apart. Let them fall outward. Turn your palms up. Your arms are 45-degree angle downward from your spine. Get them in the diagonal. Gently roll your shoulder blades under and relax your feet so they point outward naturally. Close your eyes. Release your jaw. And I want you to observe right now where you are in relation to the mat. What does it feel like? Assign that a value. Right now I am at X pressure on the mat. What I want you to do is a head to toe conscious relaxation. Release each muscle group starting at the crown of your head. Go down your face. Release the tongue, shoulders, throat, and the jaw. The jaw. Release the jaw. More. The upper chest. The abdomen. And so on. And start to see if that X value starts to increase in pressure. As you're releasing that muscle tension, do you feel yourself through that releasing, increasing your pressure into the mat, feeling yourself sinking into the mat more? And keep releasing so you keep increasing that pressure onto the mat. It's a twofold releasing. Your thoughts are releasing, and those thoughts are releasing your muscle tension. Feel that pressure on the mat increase as you become heavier, as you begin to sink more into the mat by releasing, not holding yourself up above the mat. Once you hit your feet, come back up your body, combining thought and relaxation to release yourself more, increasing more pressure, more sinking into the mat, more releasing. Now you're going to do conscious tension. Tense your muscles, squeeze your fists, resist with your thoughts, and decrease the pressure onto the mat. And now release and increase that pressure through releasing. Release more. Scanning the body, head to toe, toe to head, feeling the pressure increase as you sink more into the mat. I'm going to be in just Shizen type. My feet are under my hips. Okay? In whatever state I'm in, I'm going to start relaxing and see if I can get that increased value at my feet just by releasing and relaxing. See if I could also feel my hands pull down on me. Maybe the blood, you'll feel an immediate rush of blood into the fingertips and release. And the same thing. Start from the head, release the throat, the shoulders. You might not be aware, so you want to consciously pass through the pelvis, pass through the glutes. A lot of times you're holding an unconscious tension in the glutes. Release the legs, and then there tends to be an unconscious tension in the lower legs as well. Release that and see if you can feel even just the slightest increase in pressure with the mat. Okay? Go ahead and try it. Okay. So here's what tends to happen. So one, you'll have a unconscious flexion in the glutes and the lower legs. But once you release, you'll feel the fall, it'll scare you, and you will tense up again. So you tend to feel this one at first in little pulses. Do you understand? So I want you to come out of it and actually feel for the little pulses. There. And then I'll come out of it. Conscious, releasing. There it is. I already came back in. Attention. I'll come out of it. Okay, try it. Okay, so is there not a gravitational pull of myself downward? Yes. It creates a vector. What I'm doing when I release is to allow all of that vector to happen in a purely vertical manner. That's going to be the heaviest I can be. Do you understand? So if I'm leaning like this, my feet are not the heaviest, but if I put my mass over my feet, that's the heaviest I can be. You got it? Okay, I first drill, relaxing allows me to sink. Releasing allows me to sink. Tension, for some reason, holds me up. Go vertical now. Practice the same releasing and see if we're sensitive enough to feel the weight drop with an increased pressure at my feet. Next drill, come out of it so we maintain sensitivity. Go back in and feel it. Out. Feel it. Release. Feel it. Out. Okay? This next drill, I'm going to specify the vector. Maybe, for example, when you were releasing, you felt this. Do you see that? The vector is towards my heels. It's back here. When I release, because of my knee angle, my pelvis angle, maybe my head angle, it's behind my midpoint of my foot, and I would fall backwards. Did anyone feel something like that? Maybe. Okay. It's quite common today because you have tight rear posterior chains. So we're going to specify the vector. We call it midfoot. You know where the ball of your foot is, right? You're going to take about an inch. With the top of that inch is at the bottom of the ball of the foot. You see that? And then you take a vector that goes down the middle of your foot, and I'm about here. Do you see that? Right where crucifixion nails go. Okay? Now when I release, I'm going to play with my hip, pelvis angle, knee bend, head angle to make sure that release is pushing into that spot. Then you combine the sensitivity. This is energy. The mass of my body and gravity is in energy, and I'm now aiming it through releasing and letting it fall on that. I'm out. Release, letting it fall on that. You won't necessarily feel the outside of your edges press down. You might. It more feels like that little spot opens. The weight comes here and the outer circumference of that dot gets pushed out. Okay? I'm here. Consciously release, just like drill 1. And aim it down onto that midfoot. Then come out so I regain sensitivity. Try it. Now we're going to play with the aiming of the vector more. I'm going to purposefully lose it, or better yet, challenge myself to keep it there. Right here, everything was static. Okay? The first aiming is through deep breathing. So get in position. Put your vector on that spot. And I'll demonstrate, then you will be a half beat behind me and you'll see what I mean. I'm going to inhale deeply. If I don't do anything, I push the weight backwards. Try it. Don't move your head. Try it again. Stop. Listen to my directions. Don't move anything. Get the vector in place. Don't move your eyes. And now take a deep breath. Don't move anything. Full deep breath. If you're not falling backwards, you have unconscious tension that's keeping you locked in place. Okay? And each drill we go on, that's why you need to do the drill. So if you could not feel the release here, it's because you don't have sensitivity to the tension. And so you need to first get that. If in this drill you don't feel your weight go backwards with that big breath, again, you don't have sensitivity and you're doing these micro flexions to hold it in place. So watch, I'm going to take a big breath, I'm going to flex. You won't see any change in my pelvis, head angle. Do you see? But if I release, glutes are released. You see that? Can we do that without consciously faking it? Okay? Go. Okay. I'm going to keep everything relaxed. I'm not going to hold myself in place with the tension. Let's go back to drill 1. What allowed for the increased value of X? Relaxation, okay? So don't get lured by the increased value. The increased value is just a marker for the relaxation. The relaxation is what we want, okay? I can't relax for all the dark reasons. Fear, anxiety, pride, ignorance. Ignorance in this case, I'm not sensitive enough to that. It's beyond my awareness. Okay? But now, I'm going to do something that would take me back, but I'm going to play with my head, my pelvis angle, my knee angle, and my ankle angle. Okay? That'll keep the vector, but I don't tense up, because I know if I tensed up, I didn't need any of that. Do you understand? So you're going to watch. I first do the other drill. Everything's released. I take a big inhale, and you'll see different things will start to move. You can see this. As I exhale, I'll have to change it. The chin is going up. Inhale. And the whole time I'm doing this, my mind is consciously releasing and observing for tension. Release the glutes. The chin is coming up. And what do you move? I just use the vector as my aim. Do you understand? That, and your body will intuitively know, turn this, turn that, but then you have to consciously release the tension that does not need to be there. Okay? Try it. Extra. It will require more manipulation of those articulation points. So, establish the point. Feel it spread. My head. I move my head. Drop it, and you're going to see my knees are dropping. Just to keep that vector. I keep consciously relaxing. You can see my pelvis is starting to come up. Then pick it up. I'm going to leave my angles where they are. The hips, pelvis, knees. Watch what's going to happen. Can you see it? I'm going forward. So I can't leave them where they are. Release. Have the established vector. Pick up. Start to change it. My knees are going back. Release the glutes. They're not important. Keep the vector aimed at the designated location. Release, 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 release. Now I'm going to stop articulation. If I keep moving my head, what's going to happen? You see it's going backwards. So it has to change. The legs are extending slightly. Release. Release tension. Got the drill? Go. Okay, again the contrast. I know my objective. Keep weight falling on the midfoot designated point. 2, relax and release the muscle tension so that the vector is pulling down. 3, I'm constantly scanning my body and releasing. Here is what I'm seeing. This is where you deviate from the skill. So I'll be here. Do you see that? Right? I'll give it even extra. You see this? Watch me start to release. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to fall forward. But watch me tense. Am I falling forward? No. But if you pay attention, this body is wavering. Can you see that? And I'm kind of like a fly-by-wire wing flap. It's constantly moving to keep me in this position, but that's not what I want. I want to release. Can you see the release? I release, and instead I'm using the articulation capacity to keep the weight falling naturally from the gravitational pull. Not a tension that allows me to do things like this and not have gravity pulling on me. Do you understand? Okay, try it again. Next one. This time, so that time I'm trying to keep it aimed. This time I'm going to unaim it. Move it. 2 skills. Unaim it and move it. So right now, it's on both. I'm going to move over and take it off of one. And I will have to use the articulations that I mentioned to keep that midfoot. Then I'm going to take it back to the other. And it can't go by my heel. It can't come by my toes. It can't go past and back. I go on that midfoot, weight, vector, then move it over. Release the tension. Pay attention to the glutes and the lower leg, and move it over. Release, every time, release. Play with your breath, chin, knee, ankle, pelvis, move it over. Release. Try it. Okay, next drill. My feet are together, turn my heels out, turn my toes out, turn my heels out. And now push my knees on that middle vector running from the front to the back, okay? Gravity is pulling down. I know how to use my chin, pelvis, knee, ankle angles to allow that to happen. I'm consciously relaxing, but this time I'm going to use the arch of my legs to still keep the weight on the midfoot. If I do this incorrectly, I don't have an external integrity on the inside, then you'll see something. I'll do it, exaggerate it like this. The weight is pushing my feet out because I have an A-frame, okay? I don't want that. I'm still going to aim it on that midfoot spot. And I release again. Release, and when I release, don't release the inside. Because it's two things, the designated spot and relaxation. So right now the weight and the structure of the arch is enough architectural integrity to get that midfoot and feel it press down. Press down, press down. Release, release the glutes, release the lower legs, and feel the sink. Try it.
Thank you.
I want to feel, if my weight is dropping straight between my feet, there's a displacing energy. It's pushing outward. It can't be pushing inward. If I push inward, my center spine can't drop. This stuff's in the way. But if I release that and I let it drop, it's actually pushing outward. Can you understand that? So when I see your knees go like that, that's a tension movement. Release. Here. Feel that spot. If I'm feeling it too much on the outside, do you see it's starting to curl my feet up? Well, that's obviously the downward pressure. Come back up a little. If you come up too much, I'm going to go backwards. That's ruining my vectoring here. Relaxing is actually what's necessary for my knees to pop open. I don't need to keep tension to allow the structure to happen. And I also don't have to lose structure when I relax. You understand? Wherever you're at, you can release the tension. You don't have to go like this. I can keep my arm here and release the tension. I can keep my knees here and start releasing the glutes to keep the shape. Okay? Go. Next drill. Hands out. Keep the spot. Keep the spot. Release. 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 Keep the spot. Hands down. Slowly out. Make those micro-articulating angles. Release the tension. Keep the spot. Slowly up. This is just like the head drill. Keep aiming, aiming. Release the tension so that it drops. micro adjustments to keep that midfoot spreading. Here I am. If I stop the articulation, what's going to happen? We're going forward. If I hold tension, I can stay here all day. Relax though. Change the pelvis angle. See how I'm doing that slowly? I'm starting to aim the vector back, and I release the tension. Okay, let's go. Okay. Establish the vector. We're going to combine the movement, right? Up and down weight of my chin, like my head. I'm going to sense my hands. And I'm going to move my hips out of this position. But I'm still vectored at midfoot. Back down into midfoot. Up into midfoot. Down into midfoot. Combine the breath. Feel the spine, create the arc energy. Add the wrists into the weight adjustment. Thumbs come up, pinkies go down. Constantly monitoring for tension. Okay, let's go. So, if I stay here, I'm staying at the bottom, and I start to lift my hands, watch what's going to happen. What do you think?
Go forward.
We're going to go forward. The articulation has to come up. You see? If I take my hands away, watch. You can't just lift your hands whenever. You understand? If you would stick to that vectoring pressure, it would tell you when to do it. Just like it told you when you moved your head. So, I'm here. When do I rise? When I feel I'm starting to fall forward. Start to rise. Weight is now back on the midfoot. You see? Same thing when I go down. Right? If I'm up here at the top, right? And I get my hands down here, look. Do you understand? So when you're at the top, what you're going to see instead is that I meet my hands about here is where they are now at a downward orientation. They're not in a downward orientation. Or downward orientation, and I meet at the bottom. Meet at the top. Haven't moved. Start to move. Okay? I can't just go whenever. Go. Okay, look at my hands. Come close. They are shaped, not like that. Like this. There's a cup right there. Like a poppy, California poppy. See the ring finger? Points right into the middle. You see that? Forget my feet. Shape. Keeping it, 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 keeping it. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like that. Right here. Okay, try the drill again. Keep those same palms. Again, the palm shape is not really relevant to the finger shape. It's the same palm intention. Get that midfoot down at the bottom. It's the same exact drill. When do I go up? When if I don't, right, I just start to fall forward. Unless I tense. Boom. With your breath. Down. Have I gone down yet? No. You tend to want to pull down with your body. You pull. No. Oh, be on top. Boom. I don't want you to cut. I want you to do the weight manipulation, revectoring. Don't worry about cutting. Try it. Okay. In drill 1, what allowed for the X value to increase? Releasing, right? Relaxing. This is what I'm seeing now. I just see the vectoring. So you're here like that. Or I'm seeing cosmetic. The percussion that you saw, I'm seeing it cosmetically. You can see the tension. Was not this achieved by a relaxation, a releasing? Now I'm up. Now I release. Up. Release. Release. Not this. You see? I've got this rear knee bend. Can you see it? Watch what will happen if I release. And releasing onto the original vector, you started this segment out with that vector. I'm up. Release. Look at my grip. Notice the end of my sword. It's bouncing. You could get rid of it. You see the bounce in my hands. Get your sword. It's the same. Release it. Try it. What is holding the sword here? Let's look at it. Okay. What does the sword want to do? Well, the longer end wants to drop. See that? Okay, I'm taking the energy of the sword's gravity or gravitational pull and vectoring it down to my feet. So if the sword tip wants to drop, you see that? What happens to the other end? It lifts. But if I have my weight there, it can't drop. Do you understand? You guys don't trust that, and you take your fingers and hold it up here. Okay? So I'm over here, and Lace comes here, and Lace can just pull the sword right out. Pull it. See? I grip it, pull it out, you see it's different. So, because I'm constantly vectoring like that, in the right way, I don't need my grip in this drill. At any stage, you can come. At any stage, go ahead, whenever you want, you just pull it out. Whenever you want, just grab it, pull it. Do you understand?
Right.
So when you go like this and you have that tension, usually you have the tension because you don't have the vectoring like you think you do, and you having to control the sword through flight. This is uke. Don't control the sword. Blend with the sword. Blend with the sword. Can you see that? Can you see? Okay? So at the bottom, when I'm here, I don't need to grab it and shake it. Okay? I go, it's loose, up, it's loose, home, down. Why is it shaking now?
Because of your reverberation.
It's running into the hand. Do you see that? It's not because my wrist bones are going. Do you see that? It wants to spin. So Sensei used to throw his sword and spin it. I'm not going to do that. Okay? But that's what the sword wants to do. As it's going like this, it wants to go topsy-turvy. But I'm blending with the top part, you see? I'm blending with that part. And when we all stop and we hit the vector, boom, it hits that and it bounces off of that. It's not me having a tight grip. Right? It's very loose. Loose, loose. Okay, try it again. This position, and I'm going to move even more. Do the other drill. Move up more. You see that? And then pick this leg. Then put it back. Move even more. Over. All the way over. I am not pushing him. As I move, it drags that foot. It's dragging it. You see? And when I have all this vector, I can pick it up. Put it out. Over. Shift. It's dragging the foot, and I can pick it up. I'll show you the difference when I'm here like that. When I go like this, as I pick it up, you're going to do more movement that way. Okay? Everything is over here, it's over there, and as I pick it up, I stay there. You see that? I'm not going like this. Everything moves over there, it's over there, and then it picks up. You see that? Okay, try it. So we had this drill already. Our feet were here. And you went like this. You see that? Do you remember this drill?
Yes.
Okay. There should be no weight on that foot. You see? Instead, here my line of gravity is not on the midfoot, which is why when I pick this other foot up, you have tilt. You see that? You were tasked with putting it on that midfoot. And now there should be no tilt. You see how I'm doing that? Okay, now we just widen it even more. Take the first line and move it way over here, way over there. And now there should not be tilt, because I should have all my weight on that midfoot. This line with relaxation is over there and not in the middle. Over here, and then that foot can pick up. Okay, try it. So there's things you can check. Okay? If I bring this over here, you see my knee?
Right.
There's no way I'm at midfoot. I'm using tension and that foot to hold me here. If my knee is back, you see this? My knee is not in line with my toes. It's back. Can you see that? Here's toe line, here's back. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Then there's no way you're at midfoot. Midfoot weight is going to require your knee to the tip of your patella to be in the tip of your toes. Do you understand?
Yes.
And in alignment with that vector that cuts linearly through your foot. No, no, this will be also wrong. Okay? Try it again. Okay, I'm here. Now I'm going to turn. And we're going to just work on those two anatomical points. knee over, shift back, midfoot line here. Here. Feel the same pressure you were trying to feel here, that you're trying to feel here, that you were trying to feel here, that you were trying to feel here, or just here. One foot, midfoot, vector, other, other. A dropping release. Release glute, lower legs, breath. It's not this. Drop. Drop. Try it. So I'm just doing this draw. I went to that vector. Now I'm here. And I go to that vector. And I go to this vector. Oh, that vector. This vector. That vector. So if I'm over here, even though that foot's on the ground, how is the only way I could have weight on it? That my midline, my center line is not actually over this thing. Do you see that? Because if it's over this thing, there's nothing on that. Do you understand? Okay, try it again. What you have been doing is releasing and using the mass of your own body to release from other angles and aim it at particular angles. Okay? Got it? The mass of your body is a force. When you moved your head, that force was not coming straight down your spine. You did various things with those points of articulation to have it aim and put more weight on that midfoot vector. Do you understand? If you didn't, what happened? You would not vector on the midfoot, you'd fall forward or you'd fall backwards. Same thing with your breath. Same thing with the arms. Same thing with the sword. You were aiming what was not in and of itself at that midfoot vector. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. It didn't matter that it was up and down, because if I didn't aim it, it would have pulled me off. So, this time, as he pushes, he's just energy. And I'm going to aim the energy into the back foot. Okay? So you could I'm in that drill, and I went here. Now he's going to increase my gravitational pull. I should feel that more sinking. Okay? If I'm tense up here, it will rise up from that midfoot. You might feel it here, you might feel it here, you might feel it here or here. How tense you are, that's how close you will feel it to his grip. How relaxed you are, that is how much goes into the ground. Just like your corpse pose. The tense you wore, it did not go down into the ground. Do you understand? He goes. So, what do you have to do? Relax. Just let this go down. You want him to push you into that. This is relaxed. I don't even care about your handshake now. Just feel that get heavier. And relax. And the more you relax, just like corpse pose, you should feel it go down. It's going down more. I feel about an inch into the mat now. Okay, let's try it. So, weight dropped is weight stored. We're going to do this. Okay, and I start neutral and I let it go down. And I release, and I release, and now I'm going to drop on this foot. thing, just on the other note. The more you try to push this, the less comes from the ground. Down, don't push it, just leave it in space. Almost pretend he's not there. Okay, try. In the second drill, so you're doing corpse pose, I had you tense so you could release and feel the release again. Well, you were just asked, release, and then you were told what? Release. So what did that mean had to happen in between? Attention. We want attention. That's the yang. So everything is inside now. Okay? Over here, I go back, tension. Home, back, home. Back, home. Back, home. It is very important that he doesn't absorb it in his elbow. So I get the feedback. So he comes in, feels that. Start to drill over. Drop, tension. Okay, try. Okay. What did the sword want to do? Spin. Why did it bounce? Because my weight's on the backside. It can't do what it wants to do. And I had enough mass that it had to be the one that's displaced. Do you understand? What does he want to do? Well, he's pushing. So I'll take me out of the equation. He wants to go that way. In this drill, I sent it down to the ground. His intention gets overridden by that mass, and that's where he bounces. It's not a displacement this way. So he's pushing, and you see? The drill starts over here. This is not the projection. Here, release. Start to drill over. Okay, try it again. Push. Try. So I'm not pulling him. You see? I let him load me. I'm going to go all the way around this time. Let the energy load me. I'm not pulling him. Still energy. Turn it, drop it. Oh! going to shift weight onto the front. Do you see? On the front. It's on the front. In. Shift weight onto the knee front. Drop. Midfoot. 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 Boom. 1, 2, 3. Forget the technique, just do the drill. Okay, let's go. Bring it with you. You did that here when you came here. You're going to come here. Same thing when you hit. Boom, shift from the ground, boom, in. Boom, just bring it this way. Boom, onto the foot. In, on the foot. That foot has no weight. Move. I'm exaggerating that. You see, we don't move like that. We move like this. Here, look at my hands. Hands. Boom, boom, boom. Up. Okay, let's go.
All right, go on, show us.
Put your hand. Okay. So that's one drill, one skill. Midfoot vectoring. The releasing that allows for midfoot vectoring. That's the primary skill. We're going to do something else with it. Okay? So, he's there, and he is midfoot weighting, right? So he should be heavy. Got it? Okay. I'm going to take this. It's not that he's resting on me. Just like it wasn't that he was pushing down on me, he's pushing that way. You get it? There's energy there. There's energy on the friction between us. Got it? If I stay light enough, I can start to move this onto my next midfoot. Do you see that? So he's midfooting, and I will feel that weight. Do you see? And I'm midfooting now on the front foot. And I will be light enough, and I'm moving it. You got it? If I am lifting, it's not going to do it, right? If I'm too light, it's not going to do it. I have to be relaxed so I can take that friction energy and feel it pushing me down. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's as light as that is. Is he pushing me down right here? No, he's not. I'm vectoring it down. Do you understand?
Yes,
Okay. Well, here is energy. And rather than it being only here, I'm going to vector it down into my foot. And I can move him as I shift my weight. Okay, try it. Okay. He's not resting on it. He's using his own arms to midfoot weight. This is where I am. You can see I'm not lifting up on him. He's not dropping down on me. I'm right here. So we're going to go here now. Is that not friction? Yes, it is friction. Same exact thing. Sensitive, release enough till you feel it. Make your feet heavy. Right? You know I got you already. And there we go. Okay? Then, we're inside on the back of the hands. I'm not hooking him. I'm on the back of the hands. There's enough friction there. I feel it. I aim it to my foot. You feel when I got you? And then I move. Okay? Got it? Okay, so I just did this one, right here. Generate the friction, feel it on the front foot. You can feel, I know you feel it. Okay, one, then here, feel it, there it is, and then you can go, and then you're on the inside. Go. Okay, go. There's just so many ways of cheating here, okay? Okay, class. You see when the friction is there, right? And now you can push it. Look this way. Okay? This way. On the back foot. I'm on the back foot this time. Back foot. And you can keep here. The back. Pull enough to feel the connection. It's weighting me now. And now I can push it. Okay? Try. It's not me going like this and then he goes like that. It's the same exact drill. Here we are. Feel the friction, pull the friction. Pull. Pull. That's all. Pull the friction. Keep midfoot, midfoot. Do you feel it increasing? Then that's what I moved. Do you see that? Okay. Keep moving that. Keep moving that. I'll feel his resistance. That's what I ground, and I move that. Okay? Boom, ball. Then we add the last drill. Over. There it is. It's very tight. Boom. Midfoot vector, midfoot vector. Shit. Okay, let's go.
Thank you very much.
So, as he grabs there, I'm already, keep your hand open, keep your hand open. I'm already using it, you see? I'm already using it there. It's not me to grab, it's not me manipulating him. There's already the friction. The friction, I let go. The friction, do you see? The connection, the adhesion, it's there, it's there, it's here. But if I go, you're asking too much of it. It's inches or fractions, right? Millimeters, fractions of seconds. So here, it's there. Here, it's there. It's there. It's there. If I go here like that, it's going to come off. The hand is telling you where to step. Boom, boom, boom. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, I feel it, stuck, boom. You can unstick everything. But absorb, relax, we're stuck. We're stuck right now. We're stuck. 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 I got off. You see how it's coming off. So why do you think I do the next hand?
No.
That one picks up. Do you see? This one picks up. Picks up. This one passed through its yin-yang phase. That's where that one comes in. You understand? So don't have a gap. One picks up. Okay, let's go. Aikido song. Just do these drills. Friction. 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 Do you see? Shift. Shift. You see? You see? Shift. So if he runs at me, what's it do? It grounds me, you see? But if I'm over here, when he runs at me, shift, shift. Pass through, yang, yin, I'm on here, not here. You see that difference? Here on this foot, okay? Friction, boom. Here comes the yang phase of this one. But I'm on this foot. His mass that I'm trying to throw is as a force as much as when he's pushing at me. Do you see? So he's just grounding me. And I'm using the ground path. Boom. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You guys are going like this. Oh, now we're like this. You see? And now this is just shoving someone. Boom, charge. Charge the ground, charge the ground. The ground is charged. The ground is charged. What we're throwing. Got it? Go. Friction around, passing through a yang phase, yin phase. Foot, you don't need that. Do you see? You'll hit that elbow, not project. Right. I did this because you're doing Aikido and not, we're trying to improve our technique, okay? So here I don't have Aikido, but I have the principles. So, it's the friction, you see? And now I'm going to turn the friction, you see? And then I'm going to turn it this way. I'm not going like this time. Grab, please. You're going to send him that way. So even though he's holding me, it doesn't matter. I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still doing the same thing. You see? Still doing the same thing. Boom. Then I'm on this foot. Release. Boom.
Right, running.
Now you're hooked, you might do it. You see that? That takes strength. Be strong. I can't fucking do that. Right? But the stronger he gets, then the more he's weighting me. You see it? There's more friction there. You understand?
Right.
So, let's see. Let's do here. Have your back foot grounded. Back foot grounded on the weight of your arm. Do you understand? Okay. But you see how there's way more friction now. Do you get what I'm saying? Can you feel that? Put your weight on the front foot grounded. You see how light that? It's lighter. It's lighter like that. The pull.
Right.
Put your weight on the back foot. Okay? And now because you have more yang going that way, and I have yang going this way, pressure is higher right there. Do you see? Okay? So I don't need my hands. He's going to be braced on the back foot, and I'm going to go. Okay? Feel the friction. Stay light. Pull. Boom. Feel it. It'll ground this foot. Use the energy to ground that foot. Once that foot's grounded, then pull it. Go.
Right.
So he's grounded. Ground the back foot. You see? Then I'm here. And I aim that friction energy into the front foot till I have it. And I just keep it vectoring, and eventually you'll get it. It's not anything. It's not a hook or anything. Okay? You're just keeping it. On. Right? It's starting to go off. One hand, other hand, other hand. Okay, let's go.
Right, running.
So he's on the back. I feel the friction. It grounds me there. And once I have the connection, I start to pull it. And you'll feel it go in. That's about all you get.
Right.
Okay? Then this hand does it. So it's not this. It's just two friction pulls. Whoa, whoa, and then midfoot, midfoot. He'll come in with a cross push now. Okay, go. Now what's happening is your uke comes in. That's not what we're doing, okay? I still have the same friction. Well, can you go out?
No.
Can you go out? Do you see?
Right.
On yours, you can't. Go out. Do you see that difference?
That's insane.
So he comes in, and we're connected. Can he go forward? No, he can't go forward. On yours, can he go forward? Yes, he can. That's actually what you're using.
All right.
You see that? You're using him to come forward, and then that's a clash. I have a connection. Boom! Connection. Move it. I'm moving him. Move him. Do you see?
All right.
It's really a wrestling move.
All right.
It's just at a distance.
All right.
We're over here. Can you see the difference?
Yes, that's right.
Your version. Once we're here, stuck. Move. Stuck. He stays stuck the whole time.
All right.
Okay, try it again.